I'm getting pussy tonight. Holy shit. Let's go! Level 3. Flawless victory. I will respawn with a blessing. What is it? Common iOS. What the fuck is that shit?
iOS.
Oh, ice.
It's
Okay,
like
that's so shit.
it's like Apple's operating system for all of their phones.
Oh, I'm falling down.
I think Mac has Mac OS. I think their other products
where's my
have
mac
their
and cheese?
own
Where's my
have
mac and
their
cheese?
own operating system. But
Where's
iOS
my
is
mac and
typically
cheese?
the operating system of their
Where's
iPhone
my
line of
mac and
products.
cheese? My mac and cheese?
It used to look very different up until iOS 7, I believe, and that's when it changed to the
Well,
modern
wait,
look
is it a school district?
that it has now.
Where's the primary school?
Um,
I have the blade.
I actually
Holy
preferred the old look of the old iOS with the shiny icons, but the iOS 7 does look cleaner, I would say. I mean, we're up to like iOS 13 at this point, but I would definitely say that the best iOS is probably iOS 8 because it introduced one of my favorite features, which is when you hold down the power button to slide the power off, the full power off instead of just clicking the power button, it makes the screen fade. So you could play around with that for a bit. Like if you're autistic like you are, you can fiddle with it and you can watch the screen. And for people with really, really low IQs, it really entertains them. Mac OS, on the other hand, I'm not a fan of because it's really, really hard to upgrade. Every single person that owns a Mac system probably gets a pop-up every time they log in where it says that you can update. But if you try to update, it's really, really hard. And they have a bunch of different ones. They have like Mountain Lion, Sierra. I don't know. There's probably fucking Badger at this point. Platypus maybe. But nice. But Windows is also not a perfect operating system. It's got a lot of flaws. Like they always say, oh, you can't get a virus on a Mac, but you can. It's just really, really hard to because of the way that it's built, and also it's not the most widely used operating system. iOS, by the way, isn't the most used operating system on phones. Not most of, but like more than half of the population is using an Android product for their phone. And Android OS, you can actually get, like, you don't really hear about viruses on phones, but like you can get viruses on Androids. They can steal your data. They can like keep it open, keep your phone turned on and mine cryptocurrency. It's not good. It's actually pretty bad. Now, Linux, I haven't had a ton of use with. I do major in cybersecurity, so I need to learn Kali at some point. But I believe Mac OS is somewhat based on Linux. I don't know which Linux since there's like 10,000 I'm not sure what they're called. I think they're called like distributions or something. There's a lot of those. There's like Ubuntu and Fedora and Debian and
Wait, Sean, are you dead?
what else is there? There's a lot of Linux. A lot of people would describe it as a framework. There's some that are like, they say, oh, they're frameworks. I don't know what a framework is. I think it means like kind of bare bones, very lightweight. I'll never switch to Linux. A lot of people tell me to. My friend is on either Debian or Fedora, and he really likes it. I mean, he doesn't really like it. He has, I think, a Windows key. He just can't dual boot properly. Dual booting itself is a whole separate beast. I can't even begin to describe it. You put the ISO on a USB, but you make the USB bootable, and it's a big fucking mess, and it's not guaranteed to work. I've tried to do it a few times with like Ubuntu, and I think I tried to do it with Kali one point on my mom's Mac. And I basically straight up broke that bitch. It just didn't fucking work properly. She had to buy a MacBook Air. The problem with the MacBook Air, in my opinion, is the fact that it's so skinny that you feel like you're gonna break it every time you type on it. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit excessive with how light it is. Like it's cool that they're light and everything, but I definitely would prefer if it had a bit more bulk to it. Like, as much as weird as it sounds, I know things are getting more modern and we're able to fit more power into smaller packages, but like, I like when my technology is big, because it makes me feel like it's got a lot of power to it. You know, if it's heavy, you think it's got some big parts in it. Big parts usually have better stuff. Like, the graphics card on my computer is fucking massive. Like, I don't know why it's so big. It's a GTX 1070. It's not even that good. It's just so big.
I revamped you. You're back.
But out of all the operating systems I've ever used, I've used Android, I've used iOS, I've used Windows, I've used Linux, I've used Mac. I'd say that the best operating system for me is probably Windows. Now, there's no particular reason why I like Windows more. It's kind of just, as a whole, it's a better operating system for me. Everything is developed for it, so if you ever need like a program that does something, there's probably a Windows program that does it, and I guarantee it's an exe, so it won't work on Mac, because Mac uses DMG, which makes a disk. I've used them a lot. It makes like a virtual disk with all of the software preloaded on it. I've downloaded so many DMGs in my life to my mom's Mac products that it's ridiculous. I think I used her MacBook Air at one point, and there's plenty of DMGs. I don't fully grasp the concept of a DMG. I think it means disk image, but I could be wrong. But nah, the best operating system is actually Red Star OS. Do you know what Red Star OS is?
No.
It is an operating system made by Korea. It's one.
Oh, help me!
It's one giant security flaw is what it is, but it's by far the best system. It's like a 1-to-1 replica of Mac OS, and it's just censored, and it has nothing on. Actually, it has a lot of shit on it. It has a lot of stuff that you just don't need. And you know, that's something that I really don't like to see in my operating systems. There's a lot of clutter. I like an operating system that when you install it, it's just got your browser and that's it. Just a browser and some bare bones stuff like a calculator and Paint. And that's one thing I don't like about Windows, is that Windows has a when you first install it, it's got like Candy Crush and some other game always installed to it. Like, remember when they came with Solitaire and
what
the
is
one
that
with the
red
spider
portal over there? I'm going in there.
and by far, I think the best game for Windows is Minesweeper. I play it online pretty frequently, and I definitely recommend learning how to play it. So if you don't know how to play it, basically every square that you clear has a number in it, and that number says how many bombs are adjacent to that square. So if it's got a 5, you know there's 5 bombs adjacent to it.
What the fuck?
So if you click on a clear one, on one that doesn't have a number in it, it'll clear out all the empty ones adjacent to it, and then all of the numbered ones adjacent to those. So you can clear some pretty big portions of the board with just one click if you're lucky enough, because it's randomly generated every time. I don't think that there's like a way that you can look at it and be like, oh yeah, this is the winner's gambit, and it's a really difficult board, but if you know how to play the board right, you can achieve anything. It's not like that. It's completely random. I've gotten decent at it. I'm not fast, but I'm able to reason it out pretty well. I've got a few methods to 100% find out if there's a bomb on a square or not. I can't describe it that well. I just kind of do it. I just kind of reason it out on my own, and by far, it's one of my proudest things, is that I have figured out how to 100% guarantee that there is a bomb in a square. I'm a big fan of Minesweeper, and I wish there was like a multiplayer version, and then I'd kick your ass in that by far. I'm so good at Minesweeper. I'm so good at like problem solving and just thinking things out logically and understanding risk and reward. And I think that really speaks volumes about me as a person. I think you should try
Suck your dick even
Minesweeper.
more.
What?
Suck your own cock even more, you fucking homo.
I've never taken cocaine in my life. I ranted about operating systems for fucking 12 minutes. I'm gonna upload that to the Mr. Big Wang channel, completely unedited.